Rin's storyline in Assassin's Creed Shadows stands out for its startlingly high quality in the writing and characterisation, offering a depth of storytelling that surpasses the sporadic narrative segments present in the main story. The main story of AC Shadows has moments of greatness, but mixed in with an inconsistent jumble of tone and quality throughout its story. This, however, is a side quest that has time to breathe and maintain a consistency throughout that grabbed me immediately when playing it. I could feel the quality of writing had improved right from the beginning of the quest. This captivated me so much that I began jotting down my thoughts, which eventually evolved into this video. I want to explore today the elements that contribute to Rin's compelling storyline in AC Shadows, how it overshadows the main story's quality in both writing and mission structure, which sounds like high praise, but it's honestly just a very well done storyline in a game that feels a bit weird in terms of its fluctuating presentation and writing, so something consistent and to such good quality is honestly worth the praise. Rin's storyline comes about after you reach Key in the open world. It's a pretty high level province, so fair to assume this will be later in your playthrough. A bunch of warriors known as the Winter Raiders are invading the city, and Rin wishes to do something about it, standing and protesting in the middle of the street, but the guards are doing nothing to help. Now, funnily enough, I got into some fun shenanigans on my adventures, and I already went to a hideout earlier in my playthrough, where I happened upon every member of the Winter Raiders in one cave. After a ton of attempts because of how underleveled I was, I managed to complete the whole cave using instant assassinations and kill all of the Winter Raider members, so I'd already finished this quest by the time I got to Rin. Honestly, I only located Rin in the first place to get my 5500 XP, but I'm so glad that I did. Even though the Winter Raiders are defeated, Rin won't stop there, and Yasuke becomes her sensei, training her to be proficient enough to be ready should she need to protect the city in the future. But there's another layer to this. Rin's grandfather was killed in an attack by these raiders, and she blames herself for panicking and running away. She sees this as insulting to her grandfather's memory and wants to make amends.
I loved him, and I ran away. It's my fault they killed him. I should have.
You survived. If you had stayed, you would not have. You had no choice. Terrible deeds are committed by those in a world at war. This is what my league is trying to end.
There's always a choice. I chose cowardice. But not anymore.
But what makes this motivation work for me is that it's not about her grandfather really. That was the inciting incident to help Rin see that she wanted to fix a flaw in herself. She asks Yasuke to train her because she's made mistakes that she wants to fix. This isn't about some family member having a box or a guffin that needs recovering, or that her grandfather died while she was too injured to help him. No, this is much better in my opinion. The Winter Raiders are all dead. This is where the storyline should be over, as revenge has already been sought out. But Rin isn't bothered with revenge, but self-improvement. She wants to prevent what happened to her grandfather from happening to others, and takes it upon herself to make this happen. And I think this is great motivation to get this storyline going instead of just thanking Yasuke and moving on. And the game isn't afraid to make Rin bad at everything before her training. A small nitpick I know, but how many times in media these days does a training scene just boil down to a character showing off after a few minutes of attempting something? There's something as simple as Rin being afraid to get on a horse, so you have to walk next to her while she gets to grips with riding one. It's slow, it makes Rin feel more like a real person. And we also get to see Yasuke be entertained by her reactions. She naturally gets flustered at the idea of riding a horse, and something so simple reminds Yasuke of his slow journey to mastery that he went through.
For you to ride so well, so quickly, is very impressive. It took me years.
Where did you learn?
I started when I was very young, back in my homeland, a country far across the ocean.
Tell me more about your home.
I would not know where to begin.
During Rin's training scenes with Yasuke, we get to learn more about her as a person and her flaws, like how she would love to be an artist, but the animals she wants to draw can't keep still and it frustrates her.
I had no idea you enjoyed drawing.
It's one of my favorite ways to pass the time. I suppose what I enjoy is creating beauty. This world desperately needs it.
I agree.
But drawing the forest animals is challenging. They run too fast.
I have the same problem.
You get the impression she's a sheltered kind of young woman, looking to escape the normality of her life and branch out. We also learn more about Yasuke and how he misses his home. He speaks so fondly about the colours, the blues and greens, being like an insect's wings. The sad part of this is that he must have been very young when he was taken. The reason he remembers them looking like insect wings is because they are just a haze of different colours, like a memory he was either too young to piece together, or one that's fading as he gets older. He promises that one day he will return home. He doesn't know how or when, but it's a goal for Yasuke to have, although he's content with his place in Japan. He's always going to have that feeling of being homesick, or not belonging, and that's something that Rin relates to as their relationship develops. Even though a lot of these conversations feel like info dumping about a character's backstory, the performances are genuinely so endearing and sell that this is an older mentor starting to appreciate his apprentice. Now the two can even get into a romance, which I think is a bit weird. Teacher and student is a bit creepy, but I played the canon mode, so for me, their story ends very gently.
Rin, are you hurt? What happened?
Some wandering bandits thought my bow was mere decoration. But I appreciate your concern, Sensei.
It took everything in me not to intervene. But I could see you had the situation in control. You held your ground. Defended yourself beautifully.
Thank you.
Rin proves herself to be a skilled archer, defending herself from bandits without Yasuke's help. During a friendly horse race, there's a moment where Yasuke questions whether he should let her win the race. I think this is him internally deciding to let her go. He's taught everything she needs to know, and he doesn't need to win to make her feel she can do better. She's already more than capable. This story ends with Yasuke feeling he's done everything he can, and he respectfully steps away from her as a mentor. In the canon mode, you can see her disappointment that her crush on him didn't go any further, but she's appreciated being able to have a friendship after their training, and that she will see him again. Honestly, this left me wanting more, and not in a bad way, where the story felt incomplete or rushed. Rin was a character that left an impact, and I don't mean to throw any shade here, but her voice actor was better than Naoya's in my opinion.
My favorite musician. Ignore the bottles. He's harmless. He's pretty good even when he drinks. He said he purges his demons with all that sake. He's always been kind to me.
The smell of my auntie's stew. The way plum trees glow pink in the sunshine. My father's laugh. My turn.
And I was so surprised to find out that Rin doesn't become a member of your Shinobi League. For some reason, I just assumed we were training her to join us, or that the quality of writing was too good to leave this character be. But here I am. The quest is completed, and now Rin's face has no objective marker underneath it. I have no idea if she has any kind of crossover into other storylines or not, but I'm left hoping that she does. And that's the first time I've felt this way with a character in Shadows, where I want to see this character again. What made this storyline so great for me was how it wasn't just a bog standard fetch quest or an excuse to fight a lot of enemies. Rin's storyline is very linear. Follow Rin and listen to her conversation, participate in a race, teach her to shoot, show her a waterfall that Yasuke likes. That's such a crazy detail, by the way. It's so small, but is much more insightful on Yasuke's character than a lot of his writing in the main story, where his quest for Nuno Karo took centre stage, and we get this tragic backstory. It's not badly told or anything, and by far it's the highlight for me in the main story, but it'll never beat those quieter moments that I think Shadows lacked. Yasuke builds trust in Rin, more so I think than Naoe. There's a scene in the hideout that you need to complete to get the epilogue of the game, where Naoe and Yasuke get drunk and open up to each other. I was chomping at the bit going into this scene. I was expecting something on the level of the campfire scene from AC Valhalla, but instead they just spout their motivations again, then pass out drunk, and haha, Naoe wakes up on the roof because she no doubt tried to show off, and Yasuke fell asleep in a cart, haha. Yes, it's a bit of levity and a pretty dark story, but it'll never beat, but it only goes to highlight that Yasuke and Naoe's relationship is very surface level. It's like that one friend that you only see on a night out. You have a laugh with them, you get drunk, but you wouldn't exactly go to them for a deep conversation. They're just there for a laugh and to bring some positivity, and that's what I see with Yasuke and Naoe. Compare that with a scene where Yasuke takes Rin to see this waterfall. It's quiet, it's subtle, and it's just nice. It doesn't feel like the writers aggressively trying to make you like these characters or buy their relationship. It tells us that Yasuke comes here for some peace. He likes to admire the scenery and the smaller things and probably likes to be on his own sometimes. Letting another person enjoy this safe space for him is something that says so much about how Yasuke and Rin have developed without ever needing to address it.
Waterfalls soothe me. I do not know if it is the noise or the flow. It calms me. Every time we meet, everything I see you try, you become more impressive to me. I know you will excel at this new challenge.
Thank you. You continue to surprise me too. In a good way.
That is good to know.
This has feeling and motivation behind it. The questline is an extremely personal story, centered around the dynamics between the characters and isn't focused on the plot. It's an incredibly important development for Yasuke that made me finally feel like the character's potential was being realised in this game. As much as Rin returning in other questlines would be great to see, the good thing about side quests is that they can end. The main story doesn't even do that, it just decides at what point it wants to stop telling its story. Who knows, maybe I'll discover more side quests in future that give me the same level of quality as this one, and if they do, you bet I'll make a video in the future as well. So what did you think of Rin's storyline in AC Shadows, and what is, in your opinion, the best side quest in AC Shadows so far? I've found a couple of other gems since writing this video, some really good storylines like Yasuke meeting his former mentor and having to defeat all of his students before one of them backstabbing the mentor and Yasuke having to track down this traitor, and again, that was another really good storyline, but it was a Yasuke-centric one. I've yet to find a one for Naoe that really stands out, so please let me know down below. Which storyline do you think is the best in this game aside from the main quest line? Let me know down below. If you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe for more Assassin's Creed content, and I will see you in the next video.